So, I moved to US 3 years back and I've learned so many things in the last 3 years. But everywhere I go and everyone I meet asks me this one simple question. Are you living the American dream? If you're new here, welcome. This is Nish trying to document his life. In this video, I'll give you a different perspective towards the American dream which you have never heard of. The American dream. A house in a suburb, white picket fence, 2.5 kids and a dog, enough disposable income to save for retirement, and go on a couple of vacations a year. That's not what we are talking today. We are talking about an immigrant coming from a different country to US and trying to live the American dream. Before we get in, why is it even called a dream? Why is it not called the American goal? Is it because goals are achievable and dreams are unrealistic? I don't know, I'll just leave it up to you. Today, in this video, we'll look at the American dream from a different perspective. For most of the immigrants, it's not about building a house, having a dog, and going on a vacation. To be honest, for an immigrant, getting inside US legally, underline the word legally, is the hardest thing. That's probably the dream for most of the people. People who are born in US, they don't know the struggle of getting a visa to go to a different country. Basically, they are privileged to travel to a different country without a visa. But I'm talking about Indians basically, like me as an Indian, I need visa to travel to most of the countries. And most of the countries are very easy to get a visa. And US does not fall under that category. Getting a US visa is probably one of the hardest visa to get. It's actually closer to impossible. If you need to enter the US, it's not based on your merit or your credibility or your education. It's purely luck. I repeat, it's purely luck. I'll explain you why it is luck. I'll tell you 2 common ways how people enter US legally, which is again so hard. And at the end of the video, I'll tell you 2 legal loopholes how you can enter US legally. I might not be 100% right. This is based on my understanding. Let's talk about the first reason how you can enter US. So the first common way is called an intra-company transfer. For this to work, you need to have a job in India. The company which you are working in India needs to have a sister company in the US and they need to have an open position. Even if there's an open position in the team in the US, why would they even send you from India to US to do the same job and get paid 10x more? It doesn't make sense. Now, it's your job to convince them that you're better or you deserve more. Okay, now let's say you have convinced the hiring manager, they see the potential in you and they give you an offer letter to move from India to US. That's not it. There's actually one more round of interview. This is at the US consulate. Even if you get selected at the interview, if the US consulate say no, that means that you cannot go. You don't get the job. Even if you get the offer letter, wait before you tell everyone, because you might get rejected at the interview unless you are prepared. Let's assume that you cleared the interview, you got the offer letter, you went to the consulate, they approved your visa, and now you're in the US. This visa is only valid for 3 years. So after that, you got to go back home. I'm like, oh God. You might ask, right? Oh, what do I need to do if I need to stay longer? So that brings up the second way, which is the lottery, like the literal lottery. So most of the people applying for this lottery are the people from India who came to US to do their masters. Oh, and also, if you need to apply for this lottery, you need to have a job. Only the employer can apply for this lottery. And also, you only get 3 tries. Imagine you moved from India to US, you did your masters, you got a job, and you entered the lottery. First year, you did not get selected. Second year, you did not get selected. Third year, you did not get selected. Now you have 3 years of work experience in US. You completed your masters too, but you were not lucky enough to get the lottery. You still got to go back home. It is so messed up. Even after all this, even if you get into the lottery, This visa is only valid for 3 years. So every 3 years, you gotta go back to India and renew your visa. I know it's a lot of moving parts and a lot of information, but this is what an immigrant's life looked like before he even thinks of the American dream. I mean, at this point, it just feels. So if you're an immigrant, there are two other legal ways to enter US, which are, I would say, easier compared to other ways and also interesting. For the first way to work, you'll have to be rich because you will have to invest $800,000 in US and also create 10 full-time jobs for US workers. For the second one, all you gotta do is find someone who's already in the US, get married to them, you'll get your visa and your green card. But on a serious note, this video is not to crush your dreams. If you really want it, you're working for it, and you put your faith in God, trust me, you will get it no matter what. If you made it till here, I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, please write it down in the comment because I read all my comments. I'll see you in the next video.